minds and thought leaders share the secrets to success. Welcome to Call Me Successful.
Justin Nickerson, thanks for coming. You're one of the first in the studio.
Pleasure. I can still feel the new paint.
Yeah, you can almost smell it still.
Yeah, no, you can. I'm half high, but it's no, it looks fantastic. You guys have done an amazing job, and the branding looks great. And I think the early stuff you put out so far has been amazing as well. So I'm really excited to see where it takes you guys.
How important are awards, do you think? Do they add credentials to your business and to your auctioneers? It's
a really, really good conversation. Auctioneering awards are a little bit unique in that we compete for them. So they're not awarded to us. You've actually got to go through a competition process. And the competition process is important because it allows you to be evaluated. Auctioneers, we live in a bubble, right? Like, without looking at some of our team videos, which we do regularly to sort of give them feedback. But if I didn't look at our team videos, I could go weeks or months without seeing another auctioneer. I'll only see myself. And I'll live in my bubble where I deliver an auction. Every now and then someone will say that was a good auction. That reaffirms everything I'm doing is fine. And that just kind of keeps going there. So what competitions do is they, A, force you to practice, but B, they force you to come out of that bubble, be evaluated by the people, which can tell you your shortcomings, which helps you improve. In terms of the actual recognition, I don't think it's as important for me as it is important for the agents I work with. The agents I work with can walk inside a lounge room and say, we pair with this person because they've achieved this. And that's external recognition. That's important because that adds credibility. It also means that when I speak at a conference or do podcasts or whatever, you have got a layer of credibility behind it. But I think awards are like a nice shiny dress, right? They're nice to look at, but it's the substance underneath that's really important. I know when I'm dress shopping, that's really what I look for. But I just think that's the role they play. Like, we can be paralysed by awards, but they do play a role that's important. But the real role for auctioneers is putting yourself in that evaluation space.
How much time have you put into your marketing for the business, but yourself to get off the ground and push?
Look, early days, a little bit. Early days, the marketing we did was sort of grunt work marketing, which is basically we're picking up the phone and calling people and going to see them. As we've got more scope to our business and more growth and more people and more credibility, marketing tends to take on a bit of a life of its own. We say to agents that there's two goals in marketing. One is to let everyone possibly know that their property's for sale if it's in that scope. And the second one is making them feel something. In terms of our marketing, our first goal is to let every possible real estate agent who may be looking for an auctioneer know that we call auctions. That's the first goal. The second goal is to give them a feeling as to what our business is like and how we operate. And if that aligns with what they're looking for, then we can have kind of a relationship from there. Lauren, who's in the room, so I've got to say nice things because she's sitting 6 feet away from me, but Lauren now controls the vast majority of our marketing, and she does an amazing job of encapsulating us as a brand, because that's what we want. Is we want to work with like-minded people, and those like-minded people are people that we say the saying a lot, that we take what we do really seriously, but we don't take ourselves seriously. Yep. And the vast majority of our clients are very, very similar to that, because like attracts like. And someone that just isn't a right fit, they're not going to stick with us for the long haul. So we want that marketing to be authentic, want it to represent who we are, but also we want it to go as wide as possible to know that, hey, if ever you're caught short or you're thinking about changing auctioneers or you're looking for an auctioneer, these are the guys that are available.
It's so important. And I think you guys are doing a great job. We're seeing more and more of that marketing coming out. Obviously, Lauren's doing a great job. Well done, Lauren.
I'd love to take the credit for that, but I definitely can't take the credit for that. So
I did see you. I was there the other day when you're, putting yourself in front of the camera, doing something a little bit probably uncomfortable at the suit tailor.
Yeah, I'm not a natural model. I don't think there's not too many modelling agencies that are looking for a 5'9", hairline receding, rapidly aging male presence to be the face of their brand. But, again, it's that not taking yourself too seriously. Like, those guys we're talking about Oscar Hunters, tailors, they've been great for me. They've managed to bring me up to a level approaching stylish, not quite there, but certainly the best possible job they could do. And having a bit of fun with it. Like, I know I'm not a model, but hey, we can lean into that and have a bit of fun. I think just encapsulating that as a business has really been what we've tried to do, and that's been a big shift probably, really since Lauren's joined us, is let's let people know that we're here, and let's let them know what we are, because we do feel we're a pretty cool business. Like we think we're good people, and we fundamentally do the right thing, and we have fun while we do it. Let's let everyone know that happens, and certainly Lauren, as I said, does an amazing job of doing that.
It's one of those strange things, isn't it? Social media and everything we put out there. It's like you want to, be a bit edgy and a bit cool. Don't be too cringe. Otherwise people go, nah, I don't like this guy. What's going on here? So you've got to be able to relate with your audience. Who's your audience? I guess it would be real estate agents, essentially. Yeah,
and we got a really good lesson of this recently, Dan. We had a Instagram reel, and we put a lot of content up for our auctions, because auctions are interesting. Like, there's things that happen at auctions that are just interesting. Like, they're not good and they're not bad and they're not anything. They're just interesting. And we had a situation at an auction a couple of weeks ago where a lady had a bit of a go at me, but not really. It wasn't aggressive and it wasn't hostile, and she didn't swear. And we put this reel up just kind of like, here's something that happened. Like, and I think I made a caption like, auctioneers are people too, which is tongue in cheek, right? Like, because no one cares about auctioneers. Like, we understand that well. And it just blew up. Like, I'd never seen anything like it on. It's my first experience of social media going, viral, for lack of a better term. I think latest count we're at 500,000 views, which is just mind-boggling.
It's insane.
It is insane, yeah. And after the views come, the some of the likes come, and then the comments come. Most of the early comments are from your friends, so they're nice stuff, right? Oh, yeah, that's funny. You handle that really well, et cetera, et cetera. But then, because you start getting a lot of views, the general public starts seeing it. The comments aren't quite as nice. And then the Daily Mail wrote an article about it. They actually subsequently wrote 2 articles. The first article was about what happened. They just gracefully grabbed the Instagram content, put it straight up there. Some really not nice comments on that one. Made the mistake of reading them.
Do you have one you could share?
I've got one on the second story that I'll share.
Sure.
So then they said we want to do a story, as a reaction to the story. And I shouldn't have done an interview with him, but I did, because I sort of backed my ability to be able to say something that's positive. So they were sort of asking questions like, do real estate agents get paid too much? Really kind of bait. Say yes and then we can put that as the headline, or say no and then we can put that as a headline. I'm not going to get into that. I just said that we've got some wonderful people in our industry, the same as other industries, et cetera, et cetera.
Very political.
Very political, yeah. And they put a very kind of grabby headline out there, but the actual article was quite fair. I thought the article was great. The comments, however, not so fair. So the comments were just like, I stopped reading it when there was about 50 comments, and 49 of them were just horrible. Like, real estate scum, real estate agent scum, like, the vile, you're soulless. How do you know a real estate agent's lying there, opening their mouth? Like, just stuff that's, and you feel like saying, well, what if I got on there and I asked you what your occupation was, and then I just pulled out a stereotype with an occupation? But we're not going to do that. Anyway, one of the comments was, and this I still giggle about this, right? He said, it was a comment, and he said, I bet you felt good after this getting into your leased Mercedes. And I was like, I've got a leased Mercedes. How does he know? Yeah. How does he know?
Oh, no.
Yeah, so I thought that was actually quite funny, because it was actually accurate.
Well
nailed
done.
it. You nailed it.
We shared this in common. So I had one really hyper video which got me into real estate, and the most liked comment, it was on similar, like a Daily Mail or something like that. And again, hundreds of thousands of views, and I had people reaching out from everywhere. And originally it was like, oh, this is hilarious. This is great. That was, a great Aussie guy. Next minute, I look at the comment, and the one that has the most likes and comments on it is, he looks like a rat. And then you look at the comments, there's 60 likes on that. He looks like a rat. And they go, yeah, doesn't he? Real estate. Like,
look at Rat Boy. Look at him go. The one thing I don't know if I could have handled if they attacked my physical appearance. So that was probably lucky the video was shot from a long way away and they couldn't quite attack on, because I'm sure that was probably the next avenue. But the most offensive thing was, I could handle the stuff they were saying about me and my family and my character. But the worst thing, Dan, was they kept calling me a real estate agent. Yeah. I was like, whoa, don't put me down there. But no, look, I think I guess coming back to the original question, it's a really good reminder that our client base is agents, not the general public.
Yep.
We don't go market direct to general public. In fact, if private sellers reach out to us, we almost do everything we can not to call an auction. And we had one recently where that was the situation, because our client base is agents. And if we start working directly with the general public, we compete with our client base, which is not a good look. But it just reminds you that we do operate in a nice bubble, particularly after you've been in the industry for a while. You've got a lot of relationships, a lot of networking, credibility. People say nice stuff to you all the time. You remove that flaw and you go straight to the general public and you get reminded what they think about real estate.
I want to know, like, business sense, VPA and marketing, okay? So I think what I've seen you in your speeches about how you sell marketing, it's very impressive, as I said earlier. What's your actual speech? Like, how do you sell an auction and how do you sell VPA to a client if you're a real estate agent?
Yeah, well, they're two vastly different things. How I'd sell VPA is simply to say, look, you're going to have a question around, how come you got to pay commission? How come you got to pay VPA? They're two vastly different things. It's like if you go to a mechanic, right? The mechanic will charge you money for the parts, do your job, and the mechanic will charge you money for labor. Commission is labor, VPA is parts. They don't cross over. Like, one allows you to do your job and the other one is you doing your job. So the VPA is an investment in trying to get the best possible outcome that you can. And VPA is simple for me. Is we talk about those two goals again. Goal number one, getting everyone possible to see that your home is for sale consciously or subconsciously. If that number at the start, if as many people see the property being as available as possible, that means you're going to get as many people inquire on the property as possible. That means you're going to get as many people come through the property as possible. That means you're going to give yourself the best chance of the most number of people coming back for a second look. That means you're then going to get the most number of offers. That then means if it's an auction, you're going to get the most amount of bidders you can possibly have. That then means you're going to have competition, which then means you're going to get the highest price. But the flip side to that is that if you start to sacrifice money because you're trying to save, so if you start to say, we want to save a bit of money here and a bit of money there, you're sacrificing that first number. So you're sacrificing the people that know it's for sale. As soon as you sacrifice the first number, it's a knock-on effect with all the rest of them as well.
Yep.
So our goal is to get that first number as high as possible. Obviously working with inside budgetary constraints, but that's our goal. Is we want every single person simply to know that your home is for sale. That's the first step. Then let's make sure our marketing is quality, that they feel what we want them to feel once they engage. So that's me. That's the essence of VPA.
How big is social media to push to an auction, do you think? Do you think it works?
To an auction or to a campaign or both?
Yeah, let's say we use social media, typically for us, we use social media to push to realestate.com to get them to looking and then potentially get them to the auction.
Yep.
Do you think it's important? Are you seeing big numbers because of it? Are you seeing a rise in numbers? What's happening?
Unquestionably. So I think social media has replaced the newspaper in a lot of ways. So newspapers are different from realestate.com, for example, or Domain or akg.com, is it? Raywhiteakg.com?
Yep.
.au if you're looking to search for property. They're different in that people that go to portals know that they're looking and know what they're looking for. So they're what we call, instinct or selected buyers. They know what they're after. The buyers that the newspaper used to target was passive buyers. They didn't realise they were looking to buy, but they saw it and that created a spark. Social media has replaced that. So social media targets people that don't know they're looking for a home to direct them to the avenues where they're going to get more information down it. So it's critical, because you take that out and you lose that segment of buyers. You can't find them anywhere else. So, and then the signboard plays a role in that's basing around geographically central buyers. So buyers that are looking in a particular geographical area or they live there. So that's a different segment you target again. So all these marketing layers have a different group that they target. And if you remove one of them, you just remove a group of buyers, which limits the amount of people, right?
Totally. And my wife, Tia, does our lead marketing, does all our campaigns, so she's probably better to speak about this than I am, but I'm going to speak about it. We put a lot of time and effort into different demographics, like our buyer audience, our seller audience, and we basically, once you come onto our social media and you have a look, we then retarget and go, hey, what about this one? What about this one? Have you seen this? Have you seen this? And I think what social media is doing currently is it's making people go, I need to get in the damn market. They see it, and then they keep seeing it because of people like us. Sorry about that. And they go, we've got to get to the auctions. We've got to start buying. We've got to start buying property. I think it is one of those things where I still want to make it clear to people, don't hock yourself.
Yep.
Don't spend all your savings on property if you haven't got it. But it is putting them in that position where they're going, oh my God, they're seeing it all the time. There's all these real estate agents jumping on social media now. It's like social media is for real estate agents almost.
Yeah. It's a good point. I think like the goal of media or social media is to arrest attention. So you want to arrest attention and bring it to the funnel that you want them to go in. And look, you're not going to bring someone into the funnel that absolutely can't buy a home. But if they're on the fence going, oh, one day we'd like to buy, and then all of a sudden they start seeing a property, oh, gee, that'd be nice. Oh, gee, that'd be nice. That'd be nice. You know, it's no different to, you know, you click on an ad that has a watch, right? And then all you see is watches.
Yep.
It then becomes in your mind that, gee, I need a watch. I want to watch. I'm seeing these watches. So I think it's a really critical role that social media plays. And the agents that were early to adopt it have obviously done well from it. But now it's a necessity.
100%. And I feel like those who aren't doing it now, at least thinking, I need to be on this. A big reason I think the AKG media has now been built is because almost every business needs to have at least some sort of platform if they want to go out and get the sales out there. Firstly, it's free to start.
Yeah.
It's not free once you start paying people, but you know, it becomes one of those things that if you start investing, it comes back to you. I think we actually built a gym like for 5 years, and we had people from Melbourne and Sydney. This has always been my push, saying, "Oh my God, we need to come to your gym because you guys are obviously the best." But all we were doing, we get the camera, and they jump and go, "Whoa, spin move."
Yeah.
You know, people go, "These guys must be the best," and it just shows the power of social media and how important it is to like. There's guys, you know, people that have owned their business for 20 years, and they're saying, "Oh, I don't need to be on this anymore. Like, it's not for me." But you know, they're selling, let's say, caravans. There's all these new caravan shops coming out going, look at my new sick looking caravan. You have to buy this. So it's, I think, a huge market. I think you guys are pretty well one of the best, I would say. You're really pushing.
You know, that's probably Lauren's charter is to make us the best. If we're not there yet, I think we're on the way there, and we try and be as creative as possible around that. But it's just such a necessity. Say caravans. My dad actually owns a boating business, and even they've now really lent really strongly into social media. And at the start, it was an annoyance. You know, that's social media.
Yeah.
But from us, from a pure point of view, is, you know, at an auction we may have anything. The average attendance at an auction is, say, 26 people, give or take. That's what you'd expect to create. Like, if we put up a reel about one of our auctions, generally it'll land, by the end of the extremity of it, it'll land about sort of 4,000 to 6,000 views by the end, unless someone's having a go at me, and then it's 500,000. Yeah. But it's generally 4,000 to 6,000. No, I've never had an auction where I've had 4,000 to 6,000 people there.
Yeah.
So it magnifies what we do to the masses.
Yep.
Same as the caravan shop. The caravan shop will never have the amount of people they will see a reel inside their store inside a 1 month or 2 month period. Like, it magnifies your audience, and that's what we want to do, right?
Absolutely. I always compare it to football fields, like the stadiums, and I go, 20,000. That's almost sold out at the Gabba.
Yeah. Bananas, eh? Like, when you think about it like that, there was actually I saw an Instagram video yesterday, and there was some sort of social media influencer and had a phone out, and he's like, I've got 15,000 more followers in this stadium. And it was a bit cringy, but it actually is a good point. You're like, there's so many people in that stadium. Like, you think about even 4,000 people, you're like, 4,000 people, but that's a lot of people.
It's a lot. We're probably about the same sort of numbers, and I go to the local footy, and they go, I saw that video, it was hilarious. I'm like, fuck, I've forgotten about you years ago. Oh, yeah, good to see it, mate. So it's honestly 5,000 people, you don't realise how big is in that circle and that network. And it's really who you need. It's exactly who you want in that specific area. If you have 5,000 real estate agents looking at you, that's perfect.
Exactly, yeah, and that's right in our wheelhouse of what we're in our business to be, and it's top of mind. You know, the next day their auctioneer may call in sick or maybe unavailable, or their auctioneer changes or whatever. You know, the first thing they think of is, I saw that guy yesterday. You know, maybe we'll reach out to them and give them a call. And that's the whole goal of marketing, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Justin, I'll probably leave you there. Thank you for the short, sharp chat. I appreciate you're one of the first goes at the podcast. So
pleasure. Thank you for having me. And it's been really good to get started. I'm excited to see what guests you've got coming up, and looking forward to the future.
Perhaps we can do a viral video together one day.
I'd like that. That'd be great. That'd be great.
Love it. Thanks, mate.